I'm bad! Bad Dudes, classic arcade game from the late 80s, and this is a great two-player brawler. It's part Shinobi, part Russian Attack, and all 80s. And you know, it's got that classic premise, you know, tons of ninjas, you know, two bad dudes go try to save the president, Ronnie. And so I like this game. And so this is an arcade port, had some couple of extra features, and it's released by Flying Tiger Entertainment. Let's check it out. Alright, I'm going to be playing Bad Dudes, and I'm using a wired controller. And yeah, I like that there's different control options for this game. This was released by Flying Tiger Entertainment, and this is the second release of Johnny Turbo's arcade series for the Switch. So we're going to check this out. So I'm going to show you this real quick. I can continue game, start new game, control map. There's some different Joy-Con assignments and different things. Aspect ratio, like the last arcade game that I reviewed from the same company, you have the 4:3 aspect ratio, 16:9, filled. Okay. I'm going to stick with 4:3. And screen style, there's a ton of options here. So you can do none, scan lines, scan line round like a CRT TV, composite, RGB, S-video, and this is a strange one, VHS. That's kind of interesting. So I'm going to do none. It looks the best. It'll look the best on whatever you're viewing this on. But there's many options there to give it that old school arcade look. Alright. I'm going to start new game. I think we're going to go there. And so, player start, you can insert coins. You can get continues by pressing R. So that's credits. The classic intro to this game. You know, again, this just has 80s written all over it. And so, you know, the story is silly. But essentially you have two main buttons for actions. You have punch, jump, and if you crouch, it's punch and kick. So in this game, you got to progress through 7 different levels. You can get weapons. You can charge up and do like a dragon punch. Good graphics. I kind of wish that I do not believe. So this was ported to the Nintendo and it was sold very well. The port is kind of inferior. It was ported to many other things, but I really kind of wish it was ported to the Genesis, and it wasn't. And so it's one of those things where I kind of wish it was. But there is a Nintendo port, mistakes and all. You probably played it. If not, check it out. So the B button by default is jump. If you press down and B, you can move around with the analog stick. I'm old school. I use a control pad. So A is kick. So you're probably looking at boss, and this noise sounds familiar. What is that from? Well, it's a little game called Karnov. And it's kind of cool that it's a boss in here. Nice little. Take that! Take that! Yeah, don't get hit in the face with fire. Take that. classic ending to a level. And on to the next. So, there is save game states, which I love that. I want to show that. So you can save here and then return it if needed. It's kind of nice. This is, again, a great game if you're waiting in line for something, taking a break, and you can play it with someone else. And, you know, the Joy-Con support is really nice. It's nice to have 2-player on the go. I think that's great. And so, it's not a bad game. It's just, I kind of wish that they added a little bit of extra to it. Like, you know, being able to get through a level without being hit, or finishing a level within a certain time. Like, I think that would have been a cool feature, and it wouldn't have taken that much effort to do that. You know, to just round out the 80s. You know, you get your health by drinking cola from the ground that a ninja gives you. But yeah, it's just cool. I mean, I think this is this is going to be for someone who's remembers the 80s or wants to relive the 80s arcade experience. You know, I'm 42, and you know, to me the arcades really were the mid to late 80s is what I remember more because of my age. You know, classics such as Shinobi, Altered Beast, Bad Dudes. You know, that's Rampage. Those are the arcades that I played the most. Yeah, I played the classics, but you know, because of my age, I remember playing Bad Dudes in the arcades. I remember playing the Nintendo game and liking it, but the arcade game the version is better. And so if you haven't played the arcade version, I like that the truck says dudes. So, yep. Tons of ninjas. Enemies get kind of repetitive, but you know, it's really just about how far you can get. There is unlimited credits that I know of. I've gotten about 5 stages in. All right, so this boss, what I do is just try to get to a different plane here. Kind of cheaping him right now, but that's okay. That's how you beat this boss. So you just kind of get on a different plane. Take that! Take that! Just wanted to show you a couple of levels. And yeah, there it is. So, you know, as the levels progress, it gets more difficult. And there's 7 stages. Decent length. And again, I think it's just, I wish there was just more to this game to go back and play it. You know, difficulty settings or something like that. I think any of that would have been great. Artwork, maybe some history or trivia. It's the same thing I said with the other arcade port they did. And so, yeah, not bad. Definitely could spend your money worse. And so, you know, it's really neat that the Switch is getting these arcade ports. So, this game is available now and today for $7.99 on the eShop. And same thing as the other arcade game released by Flying Tiger Entertainment. These are some of my issues. One, I think it would have benefited from having some internal achievements, kind of add to that replayability, because you just play it and you're kind of done. And it's one of those things like, I've played these games before. I've played them on MAME, I've played them in the arcade, I've played the Nintendo version. I kind of want something to draw me to go play it again. And so there's some compilations that have come out over the years that do a great job with that. This is a game that could benefit from achievements. So hopefully in the future we can get that, because just having a straight up port, it needs a little bit more than that. That's just my honest opinion of it. Also, the price, $7.99. I think this would have been hands down $5. Great. Would have purchased it in a heartbeat. But at $7.99, this might not be for everybody. You know, there's some great Switch content out there, and so I think at $7.99 it has to be pretty good. And so that's my honest opinion of that. I still think it's a good 80s brawler. So if you're a fan of the original, this is worth checking out. You got $8. Great. I do think the extra, you know, the video options is a nice touch. It just needs to go a little bit further and make those achievements. I think that would have made it even a good game even better. Thank you so much for people who are tuning in around the world to watch any of my videos. It's greatly appreciated as I march towards 60,000 subs. I do 3 videos a week, and I cover everything from Nintendo Switch to oddball stuff, and boy do I have some great stuff planned. Thank you for tuning in. This is the Immortal John Hancock. You take care.